What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with the weekly reset for Destiny 2, and it's the 15th of October, which takes us into the second week of episode Revenant. And first and foremost for today, there is a patch for the game, so this is the first update since the launch of the new episode, probably bringing a bunch of fixes for the game. We'll do our best to cover the patch notes once Bungie give us the details, but additionally with it being the first reset of this content drop, we'll see if we get any surprises for Revenant content. It isn't really clear what may potentially roll out week over week, given that acts now drop all of the story and quest steps in the first week, so I guess we'll do a bit of exploration on that front. Otherwise, Vesper's host resets, so that gives us renewed chances at the Icebreaker, and this week we'll see the return of Trials, the addition of the Zerf board, as well as a handful of reveals for Frontiers, and other updates from Bungie, so it should be a lively enough week, hopefully, and we'll break down everything we need to know to get started at least with the reset. So, as always, I hope you guys find this video useful. If you do, hit the subscribe button and drop us a like down below if you feel like supporting the channel, as it makes a massive difference. But otherwise, let's get into it. And so, as I said, of course, this is the second week for Revenant. We shouldn't anticipate major story quests or anything like that, as Bungie, of course, dropped all of that stuff in the first week. However, there could potentially be some surprises in store. We'll have to wait and see once we get into the rest of the gameplay stuff. But this reset also brings a refresh for the Vesper's host dungeon, so if you're going after Icebreaker, we get another chance per character this week. Good luck if you are hunting it down. Other quick mentions include that Trials will return on Friday, plus we'll see Zer return on Friday, but this time he'll bring the Zerf board, which a lot of players are anticipating and looking forward to grabbing. So those are the core kind of gameplay details, I suppose, to mention initially, but stay tuned on the channel and I'll keep you up to date as Bungie give us new info. Next up though, we do get patch notes for the update today, so this is update 8101, and for Nightfalls they say, Nightfall activities on expert difficulty or higher now feature combatants with Banes, so that's an interesting one. I guess they've been thrown in after the launch of the episode. Then for Onslaught, they fixed an issue where Eventide Ruins on expert mode did not grant the correct starting enemy power level or increased power level when completing waves, so a very small patch, I suppose, overall, but some amount of fixes is a positive nonetheless, and I'll keep you up to date if Bungie give us any more info. Next up in the game, we can see there is bonus infamy for the taking this week though, so if you want to level up with the Drifter, it'll be a good time to dive in. And additionally, the Vesper's host master mode is now available as well, so if you want to run the master variant, that's an option now also. Next up though, let's move over to the Eververse store for the week. So we'll focus on Bright Dust stuff. As always, Bungie are advertising some of the new ornaments for this season. But nonetheless, we'll focus on Bright Dust stuff. And we've got the Wolf-Kissed set of boots, which is the Assassin's Creed armor set boots right here this week for 1200 Bright Dust. These will be rolling out throughout the season. Also, we've got the Read the Map exotic emote, which is available for 3250 Bright Dust this week. Additionally on the front page though is the ossified entrance transmat effect. That one is 450 Bright Dust. Then for the front page shaders, we've got Shards of Stillness, one from last episode, and as always these are 300 Bright Dust, very blue indeed. Then there is the Lucid shader available on the front page as well. But over to the main Bright Dust section, here we've got the Sweetheart Dance exotic emote, which is 3250 Bright Dust as well, so a quick preview of that one from back in Echoes as well. Then there's Dressing Fancy, a legendary emote, which is 700 Bright Dust. As always, we want a bit of top hat action going on. Additionally though, we've got the C6 shell, or the Cade 6 shell, which is 2850 Bright Dust, another one from the last episode right there, so cool to get some of these finally for Bright Dust. There is the Keramakos, if that's even how you say it, exotic ship, which is a very strange looking thing. I don't even think I spotted that one last season, but that one's up in the store for 2000 Bright Dust. And then there is the Pack Rat exotic sparrow for 2500 Bright Dust, which is a pretty cool one as well. But for the weapon ornament, we've got the Lost Air ornament for the Buried Bloodline, which is available for 1250 Bright Dust, a sort of Galahorn theme for Buried Bloodline right there, so that's kind of cool. On top of that though, there is the Eclipsing projection available for 1500 Bright Dust as well. These are always super expensive, but for the second page of shaders, we've got Verdigris, that's the one, for 300 Bright Dust right here, so we'll have a quick preview of that. Also, there is Seven Sisters available in the store this week. And then we've got the Spark of Joy, which is the very pink shader from back in Season of the Wish, which is kind of cool. And the Masonry shader, which is actually a new one for this episode, which is quite nice. I still have mismatched boots, but potentially on some armor sets, this is going to be a pretty nice one. So a new shader this week is cool. And then we have the Reef Shimmer Transman effect. As always, these are 450 Bright Dust. Additionally, we've got the Blind Clutch Transman effect as well. Very high V indeed. And then the Daito Capsule Entrance, which is a super classic one, of course, in the store. So let us know if you plan to pick anything up from the Eververse store this week. Last up though, let's have a quick visit to Banshee in the tower. He's got the Revenant right here with Repulsor Brace and Disruption Break. I didn't actually know he was able to sell these. I guess that's an update for this episode. Pretty cool. Then there's the Disparity, which has got Rapid Hit and Kill Clip. So that's actually a pretty juicy one. Definitely pick it up if you don't have a better one, especially for PvP, it could be good. And then there is the Imperative Scout Rifle, one of the reprised Undying weapons. This has got Triple Tap and Adrenaline Junkie. The Rag and Hill D Shotgun with Autoloading Holster and Frenzy, and then the Ikelos SMG, which has got Shot Swap and Frenzy right there. So a couple of fairly decent weapons this week at Banshee, but keep in mind the roles and weapons will change day over day, so worth a quick visit if you like the look of those. And last up, let's have a quick visit to Shader 1. For the armor set right here, we've got the Retrograde set of gear, an old school set if you want to add to collections or check in for stat rolls, but for shaders, we've got Envious Touch right here. These are available for 10,000 Glimmer. Additionally, we do have New Pacific Rush as well. And finally, we've got the new Monarchy Regalia if you're looking for older faction shaders. Man, that actually looks pretty juicy. Some final things to touch on here. The Nightfall this week will be Proving Grounds, but the full weapon rotation for Nightfalls isn't apparent yet, so we'll have to see what the reward is in-game. For other featured activities though, we've got the exotic mission Presage, where we can pick up the Dead Man's Tail. And then for featured raids, there's Garden of Salvation, which has seen an update to its weapons, as well as the introduction of a memento. So that's going to be entirely farmable this week, which will be a good one to go into if you're looking to pick up any of those new items. Otherwise, King's Fall is also featured. Then for dungeons, we have the Pit of Heresy and Spire of the Watcher. Again, entirely farmable activities. So whether it's the exotics or the legendary loot pool, there are many chances to pick up rewards this week if that's what you want to go after. And finally, we won't speculate on the Lost Sector rotation for this week, as we don't know the full kind of cycle yet, but by next week, we're going to know which Lost Sectors we can anticipate day over day. So I'll as always keep you posted on that stuff with the upcoming resets. But for today, that's what we have to speak about. So I hope you found the video useful as always. Give us any of your thoughts on the patch notes and changes for this reset. Plus, if you've enjoyed the video, a rating down below very much helps us on the channel. If you want to subscribe to see more Destiny content, feel free to do so. You can also hit the notification bell and I will keep you up to date with everything related to the game. But otherwise, I appreciate you tuning in and I hope you guys have an awesome day.